Tom Downey here for Chat Sports, breaking down all the latest NFL rumors following this year's NFL draft. And surprise, if I suspect quite a few trade rumors or theories and hopes out there at the moment. Now, first we begin with the tweet that kind of sent some stuff into overdrive from Bryant McFadden, the former Steelers corner, now does sports media stuff, saying, Omar Khan, Steelers GM, is working. Steelers are very close to landing a significant playmaker. Here we go. Stay tuned. That was over 24 hours ago. Omar Khan on the Pat McAfee show said that, I don't know what that's about. We're not close to a trade, whatever, which you would say no matter what, but still it was a denial. The big names that immediately got linked by Steelers fans are we're going to do this because they've been pining after a big name receiver for a very long time. This offseason, I should say. You just asked Jack Sperry, Brandon Aiyuk, Deebo Samuel, Tee Higgins, Courtland Sutton. We'll talk about the current statuses for all three of those guys here on today's show. But will a star wide receiver be traded before the year begins? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off in the comments. Let's begin with Deebo Samuel. Those trade rumors are certainly not going to go away. They were quite loud during the NFL draft. Even though it is now over, that doesn't mean they're going to be stopping anytime soon. Here's what Albert Breer reported most recently on the Deebo Aiyuk situation. I now think they're probably going to try to extend Aiyuk. And I think Deebo Samuel is available. I think Aiyuk is viewed more as the true number one receiver there, a guy who is a more natural receiver. And Deebo Samuel, as good as he is and as unique as he is, might be seen as a little bit of a luxury item there. It's not the first time we've heard trade rumors out there around Deebo. Even before the NFL draft, there were whispers that he might be available for the right price, given the injury and the contract stuff there. No trade at this time. So who is more likely to be traded? BA for Brandon Aiyuk or DS for Deebo Samuel? This is today's pinned comment. So if the ad happens to come here on the YouTube side, great. Ignore it. Instead, head down there and go vote. BA or DS? The vibe, and this is what Breer's reporting as well, is Aiyuk over Deebo for the 49ers. However, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a now move. A move that's going to happen the next day or 2 days or a week or whatever. Could be a scenario in which maybe it's the future, whenever that ends up looking like, even if it's 9 months from now. Here's also what Albert Breer said. I think the plan for now is to keep all those guys on the roster together and make one more all-in run with the entire group. But if you ask me who's going to be on the Niners roster longer, whether the change happens now or a year from now, I'd say Aiyuk is probably going to be there for a longer period of time than Deebo. The Niners wide receiver room currently sits like this, and it's a very kind of deep group, frankly. They have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Aiyuk. Juwan Jennings is a good wide receiver 3 in that offense. They have spent a third-round pick back in 2022 on Danny Gray. He's fast. A seventh-round pick in 2023 on Ronnie Bell. He's been a decent wide receiver 5 for them. They have veterans Chris Conley, Trent Taylor. And then they drafted Ricky Pearsall in the first round, who offers slot receiver ability, inside-outside flex. I saw someone call him Yak Harlow, and I'm calling that him forever from now on. And Jacob Cowing is a slot receiver. Tank Dell-esque type of player. It's 9 receivers who, you would think have a chance to make the 53-man roster. The math ain't mathing, which makes for an interesting situation moving forward in San Francisco. At some point, probably within a year, I would bet Deebo and Brandon Aiyuk aren't going to be both together in San Francisco. Now, today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple. You pick more, pick less. That's it. It is that easy. Daily fantasy made easy. NBA playoffs underway. You can get in on the action and get a massive return. 100x your money if you make the right picks and you come out on top. Now, I always advise people, it's not the 100x version, the flex play. Lower payout, better chance of winning. That way, if you get one wrong, you still come out on top. It saved my butt during the NFL season. I would have been 3 right or something the entire season. In the regular season, I got 3 wrong the entire time because of the flex play option. Here's my Monday night or Tuesday night, kind of, sort of. There's a Wednesday game mixed in there, but you'll know by Tuesday if I hit the flex play or not, or at least the chance of it. Jared Allen, it's one of their Taco Tuesday bonuses, 13.5 points, the more than there. Joel Embiid, less than 48 points, rebounds, and assists. I like him, but I'm a bit anxious from that standpoint there. And James Harden, more than 17.5 points for Harden. I think that's also a lowered kind of boost line that still comes out, I think, pretty favorable the way he's been playing as of late. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. Let's talk Tee Higgins' future. Some very noteworthy reporting coming in from the Cincinnati Enquirer, as to what the Higgins future looks like and how the contract talks have gone. For starters, Higgins wanted around $23 million a year. He basically wanted something similar to the eventual deal that Michael Pittman got from the Indianapolis Colts, which I do think is significant and important to remember in terms of this fact. The Bengals never reportedly offered even $20 million a year, which is a significant gap. And $20 million is not close to getting what the Higgins value actually is. And because they were never close on the overall money, the two sides never spoke, allegedly, per the Enquirer, on the guaranteed money. Not great. Is this Tee Higgins' last year in Cincinnati? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Get your votes in the comments section. Look, for me, not offering $20 million per year for Tee Higgins is kind of wild. I even think 23 might be a little low for his overall value. That would have been doable for me. His franchise tag is $21 million. Like, to not even approach Zach was approached $20 million, you're offering, what, 18? Why would any player sign a per-year deal worth less than the franchise tag? Doesn't make sense. That's not how agents do business. Higgins is coming off a down year to an extent, injury-filled, missed time, but he put up a 1,000-yard campaign while being the number 2 option behind Jamar Chase, who's also going to get paid. And I get the Bengals have limited funds. I understand all of that, but that's just not going to work for them. Here is what the highest paid wide receiver market looks like now, and boy, how things are changing. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, and A.J. Brown both getting paid record-setting amounts of per-year money. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, maybe Brandon Aiyuk, all coming for that top spot as well, or he's going to get close to it. You could have paid Tee Higgins this offseason and given him $23 million, let's just say $24 million a year, and by the time week 1 comes, he might not have been a top 10 highest paid wide receiver. Just like that. Devonta Smith got $25 million. That is the new benchmark for, hey, he's the wide receiver 2 on our team, but he's also kind of a wide receiver 1 talent. And I think that's what you'd be pushing for in terms of Tee Higgins' mindset. The goal this month is to get to 75 more subs for a Chat Sports record. Thanks to so much NFL draft coverage. We're almost out of time, though, because the month is almost over. Hit that sub button for me right now. We will wrap up then with Courtland Sutton. He has been linked in trade rumors, and Mike Kliss over at one of the Broncos beat reporters expects to not have a trade happen in Denver for Sutton, responding to CTESPN, which is just hilarious. It's the Antonio Brown stuff, which was also, I think, kind of like piggybacking off of the Bryant McFadden report about the Steelers trying to make a trade for somebody. He says it's not Courtland Sutton. There are no plans to trade him, as Peyton and Patton let Bronco Land know in recent weeks. Sutton is in good standing. Of course, Courtland Sutton is not happy in Denver. Denver might be happy with Courtland Sutton. Sutton might not be happy, though, with Denver. He's coming off a 700-plus yard campaign, but he's got 2 years left on his contract. There's no guaranteed money left. He's looking for a new deal, and I get that. I would also be blown away if they traded him, Because you don't trade away your clear-cut number one wide receiver when you just drafted a rookie in the first round. Like if you want to make sure Bo Nix is as good as possible, you need to have him out there. You can't trot out Troy Franklin, Josh Reynolds, Marvin Mims, and go, yes, this is how we maximize our young quarterback. You need Sutton in that wide receiver room. So I don't think a Sutton trade will happen.